You're listening to China Africa Talk.
Jambo, ni Bridget akikuletea kipindi kinachohusiana na China na Afrika.
Vous écoutez le dialogue sino-africain avec Bridget.
Everything China, everything Africa.
Olá, você está ouvindo China Africa Talk com Bridget.
سيداتي وسادتي مرحبا بكم في الحوار الصيني العربي مع بريدجيت.
Hello and welcome to this special series of China Africa Talk, where we bring you a 6-episode feature together forward to mark the 25th anniversary of FOCAC, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. I'm Bridget Mutambirwa. In this special feature, we meet the people at the heart of China-Africa ties, showing us how FOCAC's vision is shaping lives and futures. A Chinese agricultural program in Hebei province is nurturing high-quality talents for Africa. Leveraging China's experience and techniques, those young leaders are empowering farmers and improving the livelihoods of thousands across the continent. In this episode, Gao Jr. takes us to explore the project.
I'm standing in a small farming village in northern China's Chuzhou County. It is quiet, earthy, and far from the pace of city life. But this isn't just any village. It is where some of the most fascinating agricultural experiments are happening. The village hosts one of the China-Africa Science and Technology Backyards, or STBs, a program that's quietly transforming farming not just here in China, but also across Africa.
你好，有什么问题吗？我的农业现在
Under the program, African students are working side by side with local farmers, taking measurements, sketching in notebooks, and learning hands-on techniques in the fields.
He's our leader. Like I said earlier, whenever we need him, we come to him.
The Science and Technology Backyard was launched by China Agricultural University in 2009 with a bold idea: move science out of laboratories and classrooms and put it directly into the fields where farmers live and work. Students and researchers live in rural communities, experimenting with farmers, testing solutions, and learning from them in return. After a decade of success in China, the model expanded in 2019 to include Africa, bringing students from across the continent to study in Chuzhou with the hope that they would carry the model back home, transform local agriculture, and improve livelihoods.
Slowly, go. Yeah, you can go.
Jiao Xiaoqiang heads the China-Africa STB program.
我们中非科学园是创建于2019年。
Our China-Africa STB was launched in 2019. By then, the STB model had already been running in China for 10 years, helping millions of smallholder farmers. We wanted to bring China's experience to more countries, especially along the Belt and Road, so that smallholders globally could benefit from these techniques.
就是中国的经验和中国的模式，要服务于全球，尤其是服务“一带一路”沿线国家的这些小农户。
While the model is from the Chinese experience, the program is tailor-made for African conditions.
这个课程体系呢，就是我们是借鉴的是科技小园在国内10年的这个运行的经验。
We adapted our 10 years of STB experience to create a curriculum for African students. Courses are taught in English and tailored to African agricultural needs. Each student has 2 mentors, one here in China who guides their thesis work and another back home who supports their field research and demonstration projects.
有自己的这个毕业论文的指导老师，在非洲还有一个实践老师。
I walk along a plot where rows of maize and soybeans grow together. This is one of the typical classrooms of the STB program, a classroom without walls, where tests are measured in harvests.
So meaning now it is there.
It is in the inside.
African students are scattered among the crops, kneeling to measure plant height, check for pests, and take notes.
The maize.
Yes.
So this maize can fail to produce.
Yeah.
One of the students, David Muwangi from Kenya, explains his research and describes his hope for farmers back home.
Currently, I am doing my project, which is on maize monocrop, whereby we are using different fertilizer treatments to grow the maize to see how it performs. And also that I will use the APSIM model. That is a model to simulate different growth conditions and how different fertilizer applications can be done to attain yields in different conditions. So that will be done here, and when I go back to Kenya in November, I'll continue the same. Also here in China, I've been working with farmers in Sushaoying village, where there are 30 STB farmers. Before they had planted wheat, now they have planted maize. We interact with the farmers on the way they plant their maize, the technologies they use in pest protection, the fertilizer application and irrigation. We have learned a lot, and I will integrate some of that when I go back to Kenya. In my research plan, I plan to go and start also dealing with 30 farmers in Kenya. And as I do my project, they will learn from me, then integrate the same in the field, also in their farms, so that they can be able to attain higher yields. So I think I can say I have learned a lot, and I'm going back home a very happy person to assist my farmers.
Listening to David, what strikes me is how every lesson connects directly to farmers' lives. It isn't just about writing a thesis, it's also about bringing back something tangible for the African farmers. Currently, there are 4 China-Africa STBs in Chuzhou County and 4 in Africa, 1 in Kenya and 3 in Malawi. The program requires African students to spend the first year in China, the second year at an STB in Africa, and the third year back in China to finish their thesis. Sylvester Penyani is in Malawi for his second year of study, working at the Lisasazi Science and Technology Backyard to help farmers increase output. What are your main responsibilities?
All right. Okay. So I'm currently leading the implementation of STB work in Lisasazi. That's in Kasungu district in Malawi. And my main responsibilities include the experiments that I'm conducting on the RTC, the Residential Training Center, which is the STB center that was established. I train farmers and I coordinate with local leaders and monitoring demonstration plots in the farmers' field trials. I also facilitate farmer group meetings for feedback, and also collect and analyze agricultural data and share the results in ways that farmers can apply immediately, which also in my day-to-day activities, I also just go around the fields, engaging with the farmers and looking at what the current problems they are facing on a daily basis are, and then discussing with them the way forward in terms of how they can solve those challenges. So we do have a collaboration with the farmers working together on a daily basis. We communicate. So I'm readily available to the farmers together with my other colleagues to make sure that the interventions that we have brought are very relevant and effective for the farmers.
And is there a certain number of farmers that you've been helping, or how many households?
Okay, so I have 50 smallholder farmer households that I'm working with in this area. Of course, the number is bound to increase because with the just ended cropping season, we have seen positive feedback from the farmers, and more farmers have shown willingness to join the program. So maybe in the coming season, we are going to have a bigger number of farmers. But right now, I have 50 households that I've been working with.
Working in Zimbabwe for over 5 years, I reported on Malawi quite often. The picture is clear. Agriculture is the backbone of Malawi's economy, contributing 1/3 of its GDP and supporting 85% of its 20 million people. The nation enjoys favorable natural conditions, abundant sunshine, fertile land, and a strong labor force. Yet limited resources, poor infrastructure, and low adoption of modern techniques remain obstacles. And there's another hurdle in agricultural innovation: trust. Farmers often hesitate to change practices that have been passed down for generations. But once they see results in their own fields, skepticism quickly turns into adoption.
I was inspired to join the program by my passion for learning modern agriculture.
Wangani Gandwe now works at Malawi's Muzuzu STB. She shares the dramatic change as more and more local farmers are embracing Chinese agricultural technologies introduced through the STB.
One of the achievements which I can say that we have brought here at Muzuzu STB is the use of modern planting techniques. We have helped farmers with the modern planting techniques which we learned in China. As a result, the farmers are able to increase their harvest and they are able to earn more income and they are easily helping their families. On top of that, some farmers have expanded their farming businesses and they are also creating the jobs to other farmers due to the knowledge which they have learned from us. I chatted with a certain farmer and she was explaining to me that she's so grateful and she's so happy with the STB program because in the back years she was not able to produce more farm produce for her family. But currently, due to the modern techniques which we have brought here at Muzuzu STB, she is able to produce more farm produce, and on top of that, she's selling and she's able to support her family. She's so helpful and happy for the STB program here at Muzuzu STB.
That kind of momentum can reshape communities. As Professor Jiao explains, they've designed and adopted a 3-step plan to empower African farmers.
我们设计了这个非洲小农户3步走的这么一个办法。第一步就是种玉米。
To help smallholder farmers, we designed a 3-step plan. The first step is to ensure food security, growing maize to meet basic needs. The second step is nutrition, so we introduced intercropping, maize with soybeans, broad beans, cowpeas, or peanuts. The third step is small-scale livestock raising, recycling crop waste into animal feed. This way, farmers not only secure food and nutrition, but also earn extra income to cover farming costs.
让小农户自己不仅仅能够养活他的人，提供足够的营养，还能赚点小钱，能够支付这个农资的这么一个成本。
The outcomes are impressive. Yields in Malawi have climbed from 2 tons per hectare to as much as 8 tons.
我们从2023年的10月份把学生放到了马拉维的3个小院，有效地提高了当地的小农户的一个产量。
Since October 2023, when we placed students in 3 STBs in Malawi, yields have risen sharply. Local farmers normally harvest about 2 tons per hectare, but farmers trained through our program reached 6 to 8 tons per hectare. This not only boosts food supplies, but also raises incomes. In Malawi, when we introduced maize-soybean intercropping, farmers saw improved nutrition from eating soybeans and extra cash from selling the surplus.
他直接把这个大豆收卖一些，赚点小钱，然后能够提高他的家庭的收入。
Also, that is the treatment of the field is the same in January, yeah?
Yes, the only difference is that
Professor Jiao keeps in touch with his students in Africa through weekly online calls. Sometimes farmers themselves join in to share their excitement.
其中有一个农民那天开会的时候，他就直接进入到我们会议。
One farmer joined our online meeting and said, I'm over 60 years old, and I've never seen maize this big in my life. If all my maize could grow like this, I would make a fortune.
然后他说，如果是我们家的玉米都能长这样，那我就赚大钱了。
For Panyani, the impact is also best measured in personal stories.
This year is the 2nd year of implementing STB program in Lisasadzi. And since the introduction of the program, we've seen, first of all, the the number of participating farmers has increased from 30 to 50 this year, and it's also promising to increase further. But most importantly and most notably is how some farmers have given feedback to us and even have started some farmers. There is a specific case of a farmer who has started constructing a new house because she has managed to realize enough for home consumption as well as for selling. So she has increased her income and managed to buy materials for house construction. And this is one of the positive stories that we are getting. This is just one of it. And there are also others who have started keeping livestock because they have managed to increase their income through the yield that they have realized after implementing the interventions in the STB program.
Professor Jiao and his team visit the STBs in Africa annually to see the impact firsthand. He's often surrounded by locals who can't wait to share with him the positive effects of the STB program.
我每次去马拉维亚、去肯尼亚，当地的农民都会拉着我，他说：“你去我地里看一看。”
Every time I visit Malawi or Kenya, farmers invite me to see their harvests. One farmer proudly showed me his granary, full for the first time in years, with extra grain stored in neighboring rooms. He told me this is the benefit your program brought, and I'll share this model with more people so they can join us. Local officials and farmers often say this approach is win-win. It solves farmers' problems while training students. And most importantly, the technology stays here in farmers' hands year after year.
他说最重要的呢，这些技术就真的留在了我们这儿了。我明年我肯定还会这么干。
As Professor Jiao spoke, I couldn't help but think about how a real seed has been planted to unlock Africa's agricultural potential. Africa has 60% of the world's available arable land. With the support of partners like China, the continent will achieve its goal of becoming a global breadbasket. From 2019 till now, over 130 talents from 13 African countries have trained through the STB program. Professor Jiao stresses the significance of cultivating students' passion for agriculture, farmers, and rural areas. He says the training model is a way of spreading knowledge without relying on aid.
第一个呢，就说是我们给非洲培养了一批懂农业、爱农村、爱农民，然后愿意扎根一线的高素质的人才。
First and foremost, we have trained a group of high-quality talents in Africa who understand agriculture, love rural areas, and care for farmers, and who are willing to work at the grassroots level. At the same time, we have instilled the philosophy of teaching how to fish rather than giving a fish in Africa. Secondly, these talents have further motivated local farmers to adopt high-yield farming practices. Additionally, in China, within the Sino-Africa Science and Technology Backyard Framework, we require each student to carry out the 1351 initiative. The 1351 initiative entails, first, conducting a comprehensive baseline survey of production issues in the entire region to accurately identify and understand what farmers are concerned about, what technologies they need, and how they prefer these technologies to be delivered. Second, each student must collaborate with 30 farmers to conduct experimental demonstrations, ensuring that these farmers not only understand the technologies, but also know how to apply them. Third, the effectiveness of these technologies must be monitored across 50 plots. And lastly, we aim to establish a 100-mu demonstration field. Our Science and Technology Backyard is built in collaboration with local agricultural technology extension stations and centers, which attract a large number of farmers to come for learning, exchange, and training. Through this 1351 approach, we train one African student, who in turn guides 30 farmers. These 30 farmers not only understand and apply the technologies, but are also able to disseminate them to more people. In this way, we ensure that the technologies and talents remain in the local communities.
我们不提供额外的
A key point of our training model is that we do not provide extra material aid. What we provide is technology and concepts.
We built the model, but we experience
For African students themselves, with their knowledge and techniques, they've become powerful advocates for agricultural transformation, securing the lifeline of Africa's development.
the curly leaf.
It is so hot here?
Yeah, it was very hot.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was on open field.
Outside of the Lisasazi STB in Malawi, a monument reads, "A farmer is a leader." Yes, the students are leaders here, shaping the future of agriculture.
I would wish to consult more in the transfer of technologies from China to Africa, and also help the younger ones who want to venture into farming.
I plan on not just with the STB farmers in different STBs back at home, but even in my community. Maybe we can introduce the model to them and also introduce the technologies that we've learned here so that they'll be able to apply them and maybe increase yield from one point to the other.
Whilst in a long term, I want to aspire to be a leader in the agricultural development programs across Africa that integrates science, technology, and community engagement, building on lessons that I have learned through the STB model. And personally, I hope to continue growing as a mentor to young researchers and bridge between farmers and science.
So I just want to help them to earn as equal to as how much or as more as they invested, by giving them the right technologies to help them achieve great yields, so that they should also live a happy life. As you know, we all depend on farmers, or the whole country depends on agriculture.
Agricultural cooperation is a cornerstone of the solid relations between China and Africa. China has already built more than 20 agricultural technology demonstration centers and introduced over 300 advanced farming technologies in Africa, benefiting more than 1 million smallholder farmers. Over 500 Chinese agricultural experts have worked in Africa, and nearly 9,000 agricultural professionals have been trained. China will continue to support Africa's modernization by improving food security and building local capacity. For the students and farmers I met through the STB program, the message is clear. Agriculture is not just about crops, it's also about dignity, opportunity, and the promise of a better life. Seeds planted here in Chuzhou are already sprouting in African soil, and they may well grow into a harvest that changes the future of farming across a continent.
On the 25th anniversary of FOCAC, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, CGTN Radio presents a special feature series, Together Forward, showcasing the breadth and depth of the China-Africa partnership. Clean water projects in Zimbabwe, new classrooms in Botswana, grain innovation in Kenya,
Go.
agricultural training in Handan, vibrant trade in Yiwu,
Scene 14, take one,
and a documentary producer's journey in Hangzhou.
Action.
These are the stories that bring this partnership to life.
我们给非洲培养了一批懂农业。
We have trained a group of high-quality talents in Africa who understand agriculture, love rural areas, and care for farmers.
And this bore drilling program will go a long way in addressing this critical need.
All the world, I never see one country like China, especially like you.
So this becomes more productive, cost-effective, and more reliable.
I have a small dream. Before turning 45, I want to make 10 China-Africa documentaries.
The school is beautiful, and like I'm saying, everybody wants the airliners to be here.
Join us in celebrating 25 years of FOCAC. Stay tuned with China-Africa Talk and discover the real impact of China-Africa cooperation and how we're moving forward together.